morning. Oh, welcome to the weekend. It is a Saturday morning. I hope you've had a really good week and that you're enjoying immersing yourself into the weekend. Right, there's a couple of cool thoughts I can share with you from this week's teacher, who is Tara Brach. Ange, good morning. Happy weekend to you. Anthony, good morning. Happy weekend to you too. Simple thoughts. These things we all know already. For sure, there's nothing in this morning's share that'll be new to you. We all know this. Good morning, Israela. I love Angie's question. Can you tell it's been summer in the UK this week? I'm so full of life. I did happen to see a post of yours, Ange, and it was just so abundantly clear that it is summer, and there's something very special about your summers. As much as I love summer here, I think your summers are really special. Right, simple thoughts. Nothing in this sharing this morning will be new to you, but being human, one of the things I've come to really understand is we need reminders. We do need reminders, because even the things we know, we so often forget, because we get caught up in stuff. And this is just a reminder about that, exactly how we get caught up in stuff. Somebody, good morning. Happy weekend to you too. Right, let's get into Tara Brach's teaching for us this morning. She says, meditation helps us to get out of our thoughts about the future and really be in the present moment. Long story short, meditation helps us really be in the present moment. And the theme of our meditation will be even more helpful towards getting into the present moment. She says, we wait for things to be different in order to feel okay with life. As long as we keep attaching our happiness to the external events of our lives, which are ever changing, we'll always be left waiting for it. That's also a teaching about being present. Stopping the endless pursuit of getting somewhere else is perhaps the most beautiful offering we can make to our spirit. That's beautiful. Stopping the endless pursuit of always getting somewhere else is perhaps the most beautiful offering we can make to our spirit. That's beautifully said. Love that one. One more thought and then we'll get started. There are some things we can't choose, but in being present, we can choose how we want to relate to them. Remaining present in the face of external circumstances. It is the external circumstances that draws our attention away from being present, and it's also our own inner reaction to life that draws us away from being present. Our meditation this morning is a very simple one. It's probably the simplest of all the meditations we do. It's called Come to Your Senses. And we're talking about the 5 physical senses. When we place our attention on the senses, especially if we cycle through them one by one, it draws us into being present. And as much as it is simple, there's a really cool teaching about being present that our senses teach us. Chanel, good morning. It's awesome seeing you pop in. I hope you get to sit down and meditate with us. So let's try out this very simple meditation again this morning and see what we can get from it, what we can take from it. So if you're ready, you can close your eyes and let's float away on today's journey together. Starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in. breath in. And out. A deep inhale. And let it go. Deep breath in. And out. One more. Big breath in. And let it all flow away. You can continue with the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you do, as you breathe in, raise yourself up. As you inhale, stretch out your spine and lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. Once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. As you exhale, soften. Soften your spine, slump down your shoulders and drop your head. With this kind of full body breathing, rising up on your inhale and lowering yourself on your exhale, you can think of your exhale as dropping into your body. As you exhale and drop into your body, while we will be paying attention to exactly what our body feels in terms of physical senses, for the moment, as you exhale, as you drop into your body, what does it feel like to be in your skin suit today? What does the inside of your body feel like? We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle down. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward. And roll out your neck muscles. In big half circles. To the left and also to the right. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward. In big circles, nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. And as you release, roll your shoulders backwards. Take a deep breath in. And as you release, focus on your spine. Stretch and lean into your back muscles. Feeling where there is a little bit of resistance, and gently lean into the places that have resistance. One more big breath in. And as you release, stretch, move, adjust. Any part of your body still needs a bit of help settling down. From this beautiful space of presence, inwards for the next part of our journey. With every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a long, slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, invite softness into every part of your body. follow the downwards flow. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper and deeper surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you breathe in, follow the journey all the way there. Feel the air flowing in through your nose. Feel the air touching the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in all the way through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath only for as long as it feels easy. And as you exhale, make it really long, really slow. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, say hello to this body. Take your next big breath. Journey today starts from the top of our bodies and works our way down through. We're following a journey of our senses, allowing our bodies to give us whatever experience it's having, while we stay present and observe. The first stop is with what you could see or could have seen if you were to open your eyes. But for this practice, your eye stays closed. Use a bit of imagination. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, what would be the most obvious thing that you would see if you were to open your eyes? And with your eyes closed, see if you can study all the detail of this obvious thing. from all its angles. Take your next big breath. We're changing gears and going from what would be the obvious thing you'd see to what would be the least obvious thing you would see if you were to open your eyes. Something you'd have to search around for in your room and go, oh yes, there's that. And as you take your next big breath, dive deep into you with your eyes closed. See how much detail of this least obvious thing you can find with your mind. Take your next big breath. Taking a step downwards and paying attention to what you can hear. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, what is the most obvious sound that you can pick up right now? And see if you can listen deeper into that sound than ever before. Are there any layers in that sound that you can hear today that you might not have noticed before? Take your next big breath. Change gears and pay attention to the faintest sound that you could possibly pick up. If you had to try and use your ears like radar to scan the area around you, could you pick up a sound that you can just barely hear? or taking another step down. And for the next 2 stops, you're of course welcome to change your breath to whatever works for you. Because our next stop is to pay attention to what you can smell. And with your next big breath, you dive deep into you. Could you pick up an obvious smell? Smell and taste is a little bit more difficult when you don't have a selection of things in front of you to taste or smell. When it's just random, it's a bit harder. But a great way to really pay attention to what is there right now. With your next big breath as you dive deep into you, is there any obvious smell you can pay attention to? Take your next big breath. And then changing gears, see if you can find, by really focusing, is there any other layer of smell you could pick up? Take your next big breath. Our next stop is what you can taste. With your next big breath, you dive deep into you. Is there any obvious taste that you're able to discern right now? Take your next big breath. gears underneath the obvious layer of taste. Is there any secondary layer that you can pick up? Take your next big breath. Last stop is the surface of your skin. Scan the surface of your body from top to bottom and see where it is that you find the most obvious pressure. And as you take your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, how much different sensations, how many different pressures can you find in that one spot of obvious pressure? Take your next big breath. Last stop, changing gears, is if you can find on the surface of your skin a spot with the slightest pressure, the slightest sensation that you have to really search and find. Take your next big breath. We're taking the last few big breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath holding space and into the next. For today, that'll be just one last big breath holding breath. Let's take a deep breath in. And hold. slip all the way through. No more attention on your breathing. Feel yourself just floating. I want you to take a look at what you've just been doing. In Buddhism, there's something that's called bare attention or naked attention. Paying bare attention. And that is the way you are able to allow your body to show you whatever experience it's having, while you are not reacting. You're not making any of these experiences right or wrong. You're simply paying attention. And you're taking in exactly how it is. You're not challenging any of these experiences, trying to make it true or not true, right or wrong. You're simply paying naked attention to what is. Ultimately, you still have a choice of, do I want to continue seeing, smelling, hearing this? Or do I want to take an action? But that starts with simply becoming aware. In Buddhism, it's taught that when we become good at paying bare attention, not making things right or wrong, just simply seeing what is there, it is said that the better we get at this, the more we start seeing wisely. This simple exercise of our senses is a great tool to practice simply seeing. And practicing simply seeing so often that it turns into seeing wisely. That is all practice, applying that to our inner senses as well. It's more difficult for sure, but we can find the same bare awareness, naked awareness for the feelings, emotions, thoughts that run through our minds and bodies. Simply seeing, not making it right or wrong, also not turning away until we start seeing wisely. Thanks for joining us on today's journey. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Just take a deep breath in. Thank you for this body and its ability to explore the world around me with 5 physical senses. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning to see, to simply see. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning to hold my space when I feel there is a reaction, especially when it's a quick, instant reaction to either the inner or the outer senses. Remembering that these instant reactions are less likely to be well thought through and measured against truth, and more likely to be an old pattern, an old way of reacting. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning that when I'm able to sit through the reaction and choose not to respond yet, simply seeing, my naked awareness slowly turns into seeing wisely. I can always still choose how I want to respond. But it's so much more empowered when it's not an old reaction, but a real choice, made consciously. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for joining us on the journey of the senses today. Remember, you don't have to wait for a long meditation on a Saturday morning in order to just stop, take a few breaths. Pay attention to your 5 physical senses. It always draws us into presence. It always brings us into what is in this moment. We can absolutely train ourselves to be less reactive by using this very simple exercise and just say, can I smell this without reacting? Can I hear this without reacting? And then, can I do that with what is inside as well? Can I just pay attention for a while? Thank you, beautiful humans. Thanks, Vivian. Thank you, Sunmari. Thank you, Israela. Thank you, Ange. See if I've missed Maggie. Good morning, and Anthony. Love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy your weekend. Ciao, ciao.